Hello, my name is Leo. Welcome back to another episode of 103 Black Eyes mod as People's Republic of China. So in previous episode we managed to finally get some, well, not really a breakthrough. We started pushing the Japanese back quite a bit on the Manchuria front line in here. We were advancing a little bit against the Japanese down in Indochina, although we are still waiting for some of the reinforcements to arrive. Shouldn't take too long, mind you, but yeah, they're not quite here yet. The enemy unit is actually moving away from the city, which is something that I might actually let them do. What we'll do after that is we'll start attacking them in here. We might actually go ahead and send this one to assist on that. And I suppose we've got the Naval Corps mostly. I suppose we could just stop them at Haiphong for the time being. So I did have a bit of a look at between the recording sessions in here about the Japanese manpower. So they started with about 2,100 manpower at the start of the war. And now they're down to about 1,300. It's not actually entirely correct, this number, I don't think. But it gives a pretty good idea, at least. So they go around 1,300. So they lost about 800 manpower just there, and they need another 400 manpower for all the reinforcements. Now, they do still have a relatively large army and all that. But yeah, it's not been easy for them, to say the least. Now, we also got the airfield over here in Comintern completed, but that's right now, it's not really fully operational yet. And the planes just arrived in here, so they'll need to regain their organization and stockpile some fuel and supplies and all that. Which them arriving in here has starved a lot of the front line of their fuel right now. So that's just going to take probably about a week or two to be sorted out properly. Oh, there we go. So they got out of the city, so we'll go in there. You'll go to Hanoi and then get to Vanyen. That one's going to go to the mountains to the north, and that one's going to cross the river to the south. So if we get on the other side of the river, there's only two provinces that we need to defend in there. Now, one of them is plain, so it's not necessarily going to be particularly easy to defend, but at least that's going to reduce the amount of front line from 4 provinces to 2, or if we need to retreat from there to 3, which is going to be a lot better. Like, the Japanese are going to be sending troops into here, probably not massive amounts, but enough to cause a bit of an issue, to say the least. And there's the boost expiring and all that for the leadership. That actually reminds me, we could potentially switch the Minister of Science. So there's been a new leadership, or minister available in here at the start of the year, I think. So we can put in the extra leadership modifier in here. It does mean the resource efficiency is dropping a little bit, but I think the extra 10% leadership will be worth more for us right now than the 5% resource efficiency. We are still going to be getting some more science centers anyway, so the resource efficiency overall will still be improving. Oh, there we go. Victor of Aishang. So we are going to get the breakthrough division over here soon enough. That's going to be enough to at least start pushing them back even further in the northern areas in here. That's kind of where we probably are going to need that. We should also go ahead and start moving some of the headquarters forward. I'm not necessarily going to go into the occupied areas yet, but at least close enough so that once we start pushing further in there, the range is not going to be an issue. Oh, and we've got an airbase in Timorte. There we go. That's not necessarily going to be used a lot right now, but it's a nice thing to have. The amount of planes that we have is kind of limited. We are going to be getting another 2 interceptors in May. And after that, I believe we got some light bombers underway, but that's far away. And there's also going to be quite a bit of ships underway. And also, we are going to get the light armor units in 3 days now to strengthen the motorized division that we have in here, which is one of the former Menjiang cavalry units that we've been upgrading here. So hopefully things go well, and I suppose how they started fighting, no, Yugoslavia is still a thing. And the Greeks are pushing the Italians back a tiny bit, not necessarily massively, but just about enough to be a bit of a thorn in the side there. The British have taken Tobruk. Oh, and Greeks have done a landing into Libya. They've taken Misrata. That's kind of interesting. Turn of events there, that's for sure. And of course, Norway. Oh, right. The Germans have done another landing in Norway. Now they've taken Trondheim. So that means that they can bring in more troops there. That might kind of mean that Norway will probably fall. But it's not a guarantee yet. But it's a good chance that they will. And after that, I suppose later on in the summer, the Operation Barbarossa will begin. So that's going to be an interesting to see how that evolves. But anyway, we've got a war in Manchuria in the meanwhile, which we should probably be focusing on. Oh, there we go. The enemy is now retreating. We might be able to... I'm going to go ahead and redeploy in here, just to be a bit of a nuisance. Conclusion after victory. Ooh, Mandatsu. Oh, there we go. So we're pushing to the northern provinces in here. So Taz's division And they've got 2 infantry division in there, ready to push further in. I don't know if these are actually in position to, or conditioned to start attacking yet. We could probably go ahead and send one of these forward. Maybe that one. While we're defending against the attempted breakthrough from the pocket that we created in here. Oh, and there we go. Major victory. 20 war exhaustion loss. Lost 5,000 men. They lost about 15,000. So again, they lost about 15 manpower. We lost 5. And we're getting a decent bit more manpower than they are. I think they are still getting about 60 manpower or so. But they've got their recruitment loss so much higher than we do. Right, but we've got a bit of troops in here. We've got the 2nd Motorized Division. That could probably attack already in here. I don't think the enemy is all that great in there. So let's take some of these units. Not necessarily all of it. But at least 3 of them. I suppose we could also go ahead and send in the unit from the 1st Corps over here across the river. While these can start pushing towards Weisheng. So what's in Tiantaiyang? Oh, there's actually no one really defending. So that's going to be an easy victory. The Motorized Division will be getting there very quickly. And then we'll let these troops to regain some of their organization before we start pushing further out. But we are at least getting outside of this, well, the region of Menjiang, I suppose. It looks like the enemy cavalry division over here is running pretty low on organization, but they're also quite low on strength. So we might want to wait until they are actually out of organization and then start attacking with the division from here. Just to make sure that they won't be able to get more... Oh, okay, they did manage to move away from the stuff there. Let's actually go ahead and get someone into the province there. We are going to be linking up with the troops, and we are still going to be able to encircle the enemy, I reckon. But this might be a little bit trickier to clear out that enemy unit than anticipated. Ah, but there we go. That should be the armored units. Yes, indeed it is. So let's go ahead and drop that in here and just quickly go ahead and reorganize those into the division. There we go. So that is now, well, it's going to require a little bit of rest before it's actually able to start taking part in action again. But it's not the worst. We could maybe increase the amount of reinforcements, but we've got so much construction work or production that we need to sort out. And if we can just get a bit more work done in here, that's going to make life a lot easier. We could probably go ahead and push at least one of the coalfields down the list. We'll get maybe these 2 at 1 level again. Although, energy-wise, we're actually still pretty good. And we're going to push those all the way down. So that means that the armored division is going to get done slightly faster. But right now, with the current speed, would be taking about another year to build. But that's hopefully not going to be the actual case. Have we managed to get any fuel in here? We've got fuel for 2 days over there, so not massive amounts. These are still out of fuel. But luckily, we've got supplies on the front line, just not a lot of fuel. And looks like the planes have started stockpiling a decent bit. So we could potentially start using these on maybe breaking some of the enemies in here. And we've got range for a little bit of their area. Clearly not all of it. Oh, there we go. They're trying to attack across there. We are out of fuel in here, so we can't attack that one. Oh, wait, no, they're attacking across the river here. Oh, right. That's a different unit then. Well, they tried to anyway. They are not really successful doing that. And now they're moving towards Hanoi. I suppose what I can do is I can go ahead and attack in there. Keep it either busy or start causing some damage to it. Is this one that's going to take another 2 days before it's ready to move out? We have started blocking the path over there at least. We're probably going to go ahead and send at least... Oh, right, yeah, this should be getting to the port itself. And then I suppose what we can do with the naval infantry, we'll go ahead and send 2 of them to Hanoi. Another one could maybe push further to Harbin, just so that we can encircle the enemy unit in here and destroy it one way or the other. Oh, and there we go. Yeniliescu's division is now under attack by enemy cavalry. But I think we are going to be able to do pretty good damage. They have no piercing attack against our light armor there, so that already gives us quite a bit of leeway in the combat. And I suppose we could go ahead and send in the infantry division to attack into Karkangulut. We could also go ahead and send in one of these to assist in that combat, because I'm pretty sure that the enemies are rather badly hurt right now. There's one fairly good division still at 2/3 strength, but the other 2 are in pretty bad shape. And I think it might be time for us to clear out the pocket in here. Oh yeah, the cavalry division is going to surrender most likely. The garrison might shatter. Oh, Zhengzheng is under attack. Well, luckily the enemy is in pretty bad shape. They're attacking from Nanpiao. So we could go ahead and send our close air support to do ground attacks in there. We'll go with the aggressive, but not continuous. Just so that we can start working on, or softening up the enemy already. Oh, and there we go, some more warship engine advance, so we can get the torpedo boats and motor torpedo boats an upgrade. I think we are going to do that. Somewhere down the list anyway. And then there's the small warships cruising armament that are going to get another upgrade soon enough. So at least we are working on some of the naval stuff. We got 50, well, technically speaking, we are doing 46 research at the same time right now. We're also doing a decent bit of recruitment, although there could probably be a bit more recruitment for the officers. But it's good enough for now. There we go. We got a unit into Hanoi, so that one's now in 2 combats. And thus, it should be a little bit easier to defeat. We can go ahead and send another division to join there. And there we go, victory at Hanoi. How soon can you join in? Ooh, that's going to be another 3 days. Okay, well, as soon as you can, join into the combat. So that we can attack from multiple directions, get the envelopment penalty into this. And hopefully defeat the enemy. Oh, well, there we go. The pocket's been taken care of. I think this one's going to start moving north. And this one should probably go ahead and clear out the pocket. How is the... Oh, there's an auto-save. I wonder how is the breakthrough division faring in terms of organization. It's still not great, but I suppose it could be used to get in here somewhere. Maybe help push out the enemy from Kagangulut, and then go ahead and help in Chantayong, which was under attack there. And there's quite a bit of enemy units nearby. There's only 2 headquarters down there, though. So, Iliescu, I got a plan for you. Now, I think, let's see, that could probably push across the river. It's only 2 headquarters, we can get some more stuff in there. And I suppose what we could do is we could potentially even... Now, that's a huge stack of units there. That's probably not going to work. What I could do is, let's go ahead and send one of these to help with the defense there. We got the general. Oh, right, Albertus. Yeah, let's send Albertus over here to help with the defense in Jiangcheng. And then, of course, Kathmandu's division is slowly gaining organization, but it is very slow right now with the units in there. They are at least improving. Ooh, some more heroic tales. Well, there we go. That's going to give us a bit of territorial pride, and I think party support as well. We'll see that tomorrow. Right, resource production, we'll take that. Oh, more energy and metal, okay. Not exactly the things that we needed, although we're not looking too bad in terms of crude oil or rare materials, to be fair. It could be better. Alright, so we've got another radar done. I think we've done most of the radars. Guangzhou is going to get a few more radar levels. But that's about it in terms of radars. So they give you a bit of boost in aerial combat and all that sort of stuff. It's not necessarily that massive, but it can be quite important when you are working with less or smaller air force compared to your enemy. Let's go ahead and move into Changzhou. All of this, actually, where do the impassable terrains go? There's a little bit over there in the corner with Mongolia, and then to the north and northeast, and then to the east. So most of Manchuria is maneuverable. Oh, Terpis is launched. Alright then. So have we started doing... Okay, they are down to 3 units attacking to Jiangcheng. And it's only hills, so the defensive terrain isn't that great. But there we go. Territorial pride plus 3%, so that's 3% extra boost for the combat for us in here. Or you increase it to territorial pride. It was 0.5% earlier. Now it's 3.5%. So that does at least help. We're moving a bit of troops there, assisting on the combat. I think they are shattering themselves in the combat here, though, which is quite handy. And then we've got Albertus' division in there now, so the enemy is starting to lose... Oh, yeah, that was shattered, probably. There's still 1 militia. Well, actually, there's a fascist militia and a cavalry unit over there, I reckon. So we're not necessarily quite ready to start attacking them. Oh, there we go. Small armament advance. Or small warship armament, sorry. So small ship technology is something we can research. And dual-purpose guns and capital ships. Artillery unit training advance. And there's the victory. So we lost 1,500 men. They lost about 8,000. That ain't too shabby. We can reduce the reinforcements for a little while, at least. Although not permanently. But that's better than nothing. Is there... Right, there's some infrastructure over here that could probably be built up sooner rather than later, but there's so many other things that we also need. So we're going to get the armored division in September, then we've got another infantry division, which is going to be another one of those more breakthrough infantry divisions. Not like full-on breakthrough, but like a bit beefier than the basic ones that we've been building. So that's going to be, the first one is going to be done in June. So we've got quite a bit of time before we get more, or all that much more units. We are also building up the mercenary division. So that's going to get the artillery for in end of March, or mid-March most likely. So that's pretty decent. We're also going to be getting another industry in Hefei in about 2 months. Some more rare extraction, some air bases are going to be quite handy. And of course, we do definitely need to get a lot more planes. So did we manage to get the tier 2 prototype? Oh yeah, we got tier 3 already on close air support. Not so much on fighter bombers yet. The fighter bomber prototype is actually already underway. Is the close air support underway already, or did we already get that? And it's probably somewhere down the list. It's probably down the list. Yeah, it's all the way down there. So it's going to take a while before we get the next one. So we're going to wait until we get the... You know what, we can already queue up the 3 close air support. And then we'll put in the fighter bomber afterwards. There we go. That's a bit more production. Zhengzheng was under attack, so there's not really a lot of defenders in here. But of course, we're not ready to start attacking yet. But I suppose what we could do... Take maybe these 3. One of these... Is that is hills? So yeah, we could probably take one of the mountaineers from here. And then... Maybe one of these units could give a support attack. Just do a bit of counterattack. We got the ground attacks going in there still. The enemy units are going to be shattering fairly shortly. If we can get to Nanpiao, they are moving some more reinforcements in there, but then we can get to Huludao, and that's going to be taking one of the ports away. So, well, it's not initially going to be much of a difference for the fighting quite yet. But if we can, especially utilizing the close air support in here to push back the enemy, shatter a lot of their units. Oh, and there's the Scruton Rudder for the small warship. Did we? Right, we could get the small ship technology. That is something that I kind of do want to keep on researching, so we'll put that back to the top of the list. Oh, and there we go. Oh, less than 100 casualties, but they took almost 1,500 casualties there. Plus, I suppose a lot of them were shattered as well at that, so yeah, that's pretty decent. We'll probably start moving some of these units that were holding back the line once they've managed to regain some of their organization into Nanpiao, and then hopefully we can maybe link up or cut to the river along the hill side over here, or the edge of the hills in there. Oh, there we go. Under attack once again in here, but that seems to be like it's probably a victory. Ah, Kagangulu is another victory. We did take a bit of losses there, but it's not too bad. We can probably send in Taz over there, and we'll go ahead and send the medium artillery over that way as well. Kathmandu can probably start moving a little bit closer, although I suppose, well, the infrastructure is the same level essentially, so that doesn't make much of a difference. This one could maybe be pushed closer to here. Oh, we may need to pull back the attack. Yeah, that one needs to pull back. So this one's probably not going to work either. That's unfortunately a major defeat. Took about 4,200 casualties, but it's not the worst. Oh, and now they're doing counterattack activation. I suppose we can go ahead and retreat this one to Dulu, so that we don't take attrition as much. So if you own a province, even if it's not a core province, you don't take attrition in there unless it's a frontline province. Then you'll take like a fraction of the attrition there. But if you are on occupied territory, you do get a lot more attrition. Now, most of the terrains is not too bad, but if it's something like jungles or something like that, it can be really rough. Actually, we can probably see the attrition in... Yeah, 70% attrition there. So a decent bit. We've got 3 division attack. Oh, we are actually going to win this, and it seems like it's going to be running out of organization soon. So this should be a surrendered elite light infantry division in here. It's not a full-on division. It doesn't have all the regiment spots used in there, but it's still a fairly formidable unit. And once it runs out of organization, it will surrender. And never to return. There we go. So that can move in there. You can move down across the river. That can move down across the river. This could also probably move across the river. So we could maybe go ahead and start pushing further in. We'll leave one of the naval infantry behind for now to make sure that Hanoi is going to be safe. Although I suppose we did have... yeah, we've got the fascist unit over here. So I suppose the fascist militia could go all the way to Hanoi. And are you... Right, this is pretty far away. I guess we could send the 3rd Corps down south for now. Where did we have the... Ah, here's the mercenary infantry. That's part of the 1st Army right now. So we could go ahead and maybe move this one to Beijing. It looks like the counterattack or attack of ours into Nanpiao is going quite nicely, I would say. Oh, and there we go. Is this one... I believe that is the stronger unit. So they've got a lot of units attacking us in here. I think we can probably break through that quite easily. We could go ahead and use the Kathmandu's division to support attack in there. And I suppose we could send one of these to move into Zhangjiang. Looks like Iliescu's division is taking pretty hefty casualties in there. Do they have... Oh, they've got some piercing attack, at least on these proper divisions. Not a massive amount, but enough to pierce the light armor. And then there's... Oh, yeah, there's actually quite a bit of anti-tank capabilities suddenly in here. It's a bit of a surprise, really. So in 3 days, we're going to get another steel refinery. And then in 15 days, we'll get another airbase in southeastern China. We still need to get, well, wait another 40 days or so. A bit shy of that. But around 40 days for the medium artillery for the elite light infantry or the mercenary division. Because that would be quite useful to have that a little bit extra firepower. So how's the planes looking like? They are a bit low on organization. They are regaining organization relatively quickly, but yeah, it's not the best. I suspect that we might not be able to hold on to this division, or this province in here, unless... Hold on a minute. Barinjao, is that somewhere where they're... No, they're not attacking there. They're attacking from Lingxi and Hanoi, for the most part. We could go ahead and maybe send one of these up north. Maybe this one. Just to provide a little bit of troop rotation in there. And I suppose we'll just go ahead and send this one up here to rotate some more troops. We are probably going to be taking out at least this province, and then we're going to maybe start doing some spoiling attacks to the flank. Because we've got quite a bit of firepower in this combat, and we've got another division that could actually just join in there. So this one's going to be in a victory, no doubt. USA wants to buy supplies. That's fine by me. Oh, we got to Nanpiao. We could go ahead and send one of these... Alright, both of these corps are there. So this is the first corps, so this should probably return with the rest of the units. I suppose we'll leave one behind for now. Ooh, Mechanized offensive advanced. There we go. Attack movement is increased. And infantry unit training is improved. Oh, we did get an oil rig in Lanzhou as well. Right, we're going to have to retreat the motorized division and probably another one of those infantry divisions. So I don't know if we can actually hold on for long enough for the reinforcements to arrive, but they are fairly close to the point in here. Belgium wants to buy some supplies. I suppose that's alright. So we just need to break through the... Well, as soon as that Marine division is pushed back, the rest of them will probably start shattering. And did we manage to... Oh, right. So there is no one in the opposition in here quite yet. Go ahead and... That's mountains, isn't it? Yes. So it would be easy to look on this for a little while. I think we're going to try to get to Vin. And if we can take the mountain jungle over here, so this would be another narrows over here. We can clear out the rest of this area. And then we can start slowly pushing south even further if need be. But that's at least a good starting point over here. Let's try to move in some more troops in there. The Kagan Kulit, they're down to 1 unit defending in, and that's losing a lot of strength. But I don't know if we are going to be able to hold into the province in here. Oh, there we go, Victor Kagan Kulit. These should probably stop here. We could potentially move Kathmandu, so it might actually be... Oh, Kagan Kulit is now, well, was briefly under attack. We're going to get at least a few divisions in there. We might have to retreat. Well, I mean, most of the troops are already retreating now, so that's not great. I suppose that's retreating already. We might want to move in of the mountaineers up here. Now, I know that it's part of the mountaineer corps, so it's diluting spreading the armies a little bit in there. But it's not necessarily the worst. So we did take that province. How far can we reach in here? Fortunately, we can't reach these two provinces, so that causes a bit of issue. We could potentially... Actually, are they still attacking from... No, they're not attacking from Baring Jia. So we won't be able to get there, or going for a ground attack in there won't really help. What I suppose we could do with this is maybe do ground attacks in Jilingji. And if we can break the enemies in there, that might help. And of course, Jiayang is probably another place that they'll probably start attacking from at some point. But they got so many units in there that we're not quite ready to start pushing them back yet. There we go. That's already one bombing run. There's doing or sending more troops. Oh, a major defeat. Yeah, that's almost 27 or 23,000 casualties for us. That is a little bit expensive. We'll put in a bit more reinforcements for the time being. So at least we've got troops digging in here. So I don't think they're going to be pushing out us quite yet. We've got another unit over here reinforcing. So did the... Oh, I think the breakthrough division... Well, it did get there, but it got pushed back. So that one's also in a bit of a bad shape now. But that was quite a concentration of troops in here. Now, on the price side, we can reach into Tianchayong. So if they start attacking from there, we're going to use the ground attack or close air support to break them. At least weaken them, not necessarily break them directly, but at least cause some issues for it. But yeah, that was a bit more piercing attack in there than I expected. Electro welding to level 3. Infantry unit command and control. I suppose the electro welding is not something we need to worry about right now. I'm just going to go ahead and drop that from the research queue. Got it to level 3 already. Oh, and right. There's so many research that we need to do at 1941, but we haven't really started on those. Mostly because we just don't have the research capability to do everything. Yeah, so we'll get to those later on, once we got the 30% leadership back. Or gotten rid of the minus 30% leadership, I suppose. Rather, so we'll have some more leeway there. But I think Nanpiao, well, this battle seems to be quite victorious. Unless they start sending in a whole lot more units in there. Which I honestly doubt they will. Oh, Weizhang is under attack. Well, ooh. Well, it's a river crossing. Attacking from multiple provinces. Hanoi is under attack. Well, luckily we did have some time to dig in here as well. Hanoi is under attack. Well, we've got a whole lot of troops in here, but we might go ahead and retreat some of the units that are in the worst shape. Back there. But surely not. It's not really that many enemies in there. Attacking that, so that's going to be an easy victory. I suspect that the river crossing over here is going to be working in our favor. I suppose what we could do is, well, we're still trying to break the enemy there, but I'm just going to switch the target for the ground attack into Baringjia. Ooh, I don't know if Kagankulu is actually going to hold. Inspirited Tactics advance. Oh, there we go. Victory in Nanpiao. We lost 1,600 men, they lost 16,000. There's a small difference in there. And now, I suppose the reinforcements, a lot of the divisions that were in combat, or were needing reinforcements, are now back in combat. So that does complicate some things. I think we may need to send in the mercenary division up north to assist in potentially holding the ground. It seems like the enemy is pretty strong in there still. Although at least in Shilinhong we can hold on. I think the northern one is going to be a bit trickier. They've got 9 divisions attacking again. So while the enemy is taking a lot of losses, so we're also taking some losses ourselves. But I suppose if we can shatter a lot of these units, we can then start pushing back again. And looks like, oh, there we go. Zhejiang was a victory. We lost 100 men, they lost 2,700. So that's a pretty good ratio in there. And we dug in fairly well with the troops there. Oh, radar training. That's in Naval, isn't it? Yes, we can probably drop that for now. Just to reduce the amount of research that we need to do. Currently. And I think, oh yeah, Weizhang is probably a victory. It's a mountain province that we're defending, and then they're attacking across the river. So it's going to be really, really difficult to make any sort of breakthrough. Oh, there we go. Another victory at Shilinhong. Another one. I think what we might do is we'll send at least one of these to Manlatsum to dig in there. This one could probably stay as is. And this could probably also go in there. So we'll have some backup troops in there digging in already. And then hopefully gaining some organization. So at least we're not losing all the ground. They might push us back a little bit. But we have also taken at least one province there. And I suppose in Indochina we got some more leeway to work. Let's go ahead and send in one of the naval infantry into the jungle. The other two will continue along the coastline. These two are going to continue into the jungles to the north, or northwest, southwest. So at least we're getting some more ground in there. And I suppose, technically speaking, if we can... Which provinces do we need to get for the Gulf of Tonkin? We need to get Hue, and that's about it. Now, unfortunately, that is all the way down here. So it's a little bit a ways. But it's a possibility that we can get there. It's just, I suspect that there is going to be some enemy unit slowly appearing in here. So that will complicate things. But I suppose in the meanwhile, in the north, we're still holding on. Oh, and Shilinhong, okay, we've got another unit in there that is... Probably going to have to retreat. We'll pull the 30th Division back. Oh, that's got medium artillery as well. Okay. Well, it can still probably pull back. We are going to have to start retreating some of these units in here. We can still buy some time with the rest of them. But not forever. But yeah, it's just too large of a concentration of troops in here. If we have a look at the combat itself, they've got, okay, 58,000. So it's not that much more. But they do have a lot of... fairly high skill levels and all that. Well, not necessarily so much the skill levels on the troops, but like they got a lot of elite light infantry, and they got a really high bonus on their marines and all that. The Japanese, that is, or at least when it's AI. Direct fire unit training advanced, there we go. And of course, they have high organization, so that makes quite a difference as well. Right, looks like our bombing run in Baringjia is making some results. They're down to 2 units attacking us in Weizhang, and that is probably going to be a victory for us. Oh, there's a third one. But it's also from the same province, so that's not going to make much of a difference. Shilinhong is still holding on. We've got another 2 units over here slowly recovering organization, but it's going to take a while. We are going to be upgrading the... Actually, is that already underway? It is, and that's actually going to be done in early next month. So if we can get the organization up here slightly better, we can then well, get the troops back in fighting condition, let's just say. Right, down to the motorized division defending. That's going to be pushed back in a matter of hours, but hopefully that's going to buy enough time for us to get the extra troops into Mandlasum. If need be, we can retreat all the way to Aragensum, and then maybe even retreat from Chilinhal again. Major defeat. Yeah, we kind of knew that would happen in Kargangulut. So we lost 13,500 and they lost 8.7 or 8.6. So that's a bit rough, but it's again, they had quite a higher strength of troops there. Probably a decent bit of a heavy artillery or something. Oh, there we go, Victor Vejang. So that's 10 to 1 losses for them. Or on their side rather than our side. So that was empty. So while troops were attacking from here have shattered themselves. So that's going to dilute the enemy troops in here at least. So Kargangulu, once they do get there, it's not necessarily going to be quite as much units in there. Because we've got the airbase in here that's, well, it's not necessarily the best location right now, but it's what we have. And we got the airbase in Yemen. We're losing some more trades right now, but that's alright. I suppose we are at least getting some organization in here. We'd start to dig in. We'll probably have at least a day or two to dig in here before they arrive into Kargangulu. And most of the infantry will have retreated from there already. Although it's actually, Taz is almost done. And yeah, actually, most of these are going to be getting out of here very shortly. Yeah, Taz got out of there before the... Oh, and actually, since Taz got out of there just in time to get the first day of digging already. Well, that's quite handy. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like or subscribe if you have it already. Also, the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.